Hey everybody, it is Two Sheds Gabby, and I am back for another penny hunt. It's crazy. I've got the biggest mess. I have got half dollars and nickels and dimes all waiting to get back to the bank. It's been a crazy several days trying to get stuff organized at my house. We had construction people here doing stuff, and uh, it's just kind of nuts. But I've got to get these boxes of pennies in if I'm going to meet my goal of 260 pounds, because it's still, I have to do more than one box per week if I'm going to get it, but because I'm still getting really close to the 3 pounds per box. But even at 3 pounds per box, I'm not quite there for one box a week. So some weeks it's going to have to be 2 boxes. In 2 weeks, I'm going on a week for my gold panning trip. So I've got to get as many boxes in when I can, as I can. And so I've got this box. I got another box in the other room. I'll try to hit in a few more days. Let's see if we can get the 3 pounds that I need, and hopefully, we're getting about 10 wheat pennies for my collection while I'm at it. Let's just go ahead and there's no enders in this box. There's really cool enders or nothing. But hopefully there's still good coins in there. So let's get her started. The first row had 10 coppers. The second row, only 2. In the fourth row, we come to our first wheat penny. It's a 1944 Philadelphia. Cool beans. Copper just keeps inching up, folks. This weekend, the market closed Friday at whatever, 4 o'clock, whatever. And so for the weekend, it has been riding at 2.94 cents each. You know what I see at the end of the row? That was an ender that I missed. There's another wheat penny I just saw. Well, that's nice. 58D. Cool. Anyway, yeah, it's just inching up there, getting closer and closer to that 3 cents again. Another 82. I like the 3 cent mark. I want it to go over. Silver is around 32 something still. Bouncing around up and down a little. I don't know if you had a chance to see my last $half video, but I was up in Ohio and I stopped in a little bank, and I was actually cashing in some $half, depositing, and I asked if they had any $half, and apparently a person, another 82 person, a lady, she said, had just brought in some 10 rolls, and out of those 10 rolls, I got 27 silver $half. That was really cool. 2 of them was 90%. My best score of the year, that's for sure. Well, folks, it's midnight. I have gone through 10 rows. I still just have the 2 wheat pennies. After that one row that had the 2 coppers, the copper's been pretty good, so I'm glad of that. Hopefully we'll still get several more wheat pennies as we go. But I'm tuckered out. I'm going to go to bed. We did a lot of pretty heavy work today. I'll tell you maybe more about that tomorrow. I'll get up in the morning and do some more rolls before I head out and start taking a bunch of these coins back to some banks. Well, it's 9 a.m. and I thought I'd sit down and open a few rolls before I headed out to some banks. In my first roll I open, I find a Canadian copper coin. 1964. I think I'm going to try to get a credit union account open today. I closed the other one that I had about 2 weeks ago, and I inquired at this one that I'm going to open today, and they said that my license had to reflect my current address, and it didn't. I hadn't gotten it changed since I moved, but now I have. Actually, it's a temporary that they gave me, but that should do the trick. I've never done that before. They give you a temporary for 2 weeks, and it comes in the real one comes in the mail. I've never seen that before. Well, I'll open the next roll, and there is another Canadian copper. And earlier in the roll was a non-Canadian copper, 2006. This one's 1975. Very nice. 98% copper. Let's weigh that one, shall we? Zinc. You know, over the years, I've had several people suggest I get a Rydell separator, and I never have. But I was thinking about something that is kind of interesting. Since these machines separate the copper from the zinc, wouldn't that be cool? You separate out all the copper coins, return the zinc to cash in, then you go through all the copper coins and pull out the wheat pennies. But while you're at it, you look for the later years that they did copper things with, even the accidental 83s. That's an interesting concept. Oh, here's another Canadian. I am back now from my little outing. I got another account set up, and it's a credit union that has several branches, but 2 of them have coin machines that I'll be able to use regularly. This one's a 1969. Cool. That's 3 of those copper ones now. I got some coins returned to a few different branches. Gotta get some things cleaned up around here because I'm trying to get everything organized for my gold panning trip. Right here is my citronella. This is really good for helping mosquitoes keep off of you. So I'm gonna take 3 bottles of that. This is the 19th roll, and I finally come across wheat penny number 3. That one roll early on that had 2 in it is the only ones I've had so far. But now here's number 3, a 52D. It's in pretty good shape there. If you hear any banging, I'm having a window installed in the bathroom. We had some work done in there last week, and now they've come back to replace the window. Hopefully next year, I'll get all the rest of the windows replaced in this house. 82. But if you see this right, this is our china cabinet. And we're a little sore yesterday. We've had this in storage. We've been waiting to get some work done in the utility room and the bathroom to get some stuff out of some big cabinets out of the kitchen, storage cabinets, whatnot. And we got those moved, so now we went yesterday and got this china cabinet. It's 2 pieces, very heavy. My wife and I got it out of the storage unit and loaded onto the truck, and then we got it home and got it unloaded into the house, and then up a couple of steps into the kitchen. And my wife just ran out of steam. We tried to pick it up to get it the top piece up on top, and she just couldn't do it. And she had already smashed her finger's hurting, and so she just didn't have it in her. So I called my brother and said, could you take a few minutes? It only took once he got here, it took 7 seconds to do it, but he had to drive all the way over here. But it's in place, and while I was gone today, taking care of banking, she got it all loaded up. In fact, I think my mom came over next door. She wanted to see it. And I think the 2 of them together got everything in it and all designed or whatever the way they want it. We actually got that china cabinet free several years back. I might weigh that one in a minute. My wife just saw it on Facebook. Somebody was clearing out an old house, And they said if you can come and get it now, it's free. Otherwise, it's going to the landfill. So my wife and I hurried over there and grabbed it. And she loves it. I'm in the 21st row now, and here is my 4th Canadian. The last box or two, I didn't get hardly any of it. I got several this time. 1964. And all of these so far, the copper ones, have all been the older, heavier ones. Haven't gotten any of the 12-sided yet. And I think the copper is pretty good, too. It's been going pretty well, I think. You see these old bottles? These are old milk bottles. And these are called uncirculated because they've never had milk in them. Years ago, I worked for a juvenile boys' home. And a guy that worked for the organization had a side business in these milk bottles. And he would have me occasionally grab a group of these boys and have him, they'd help him move them from one place to another, whatever. And just for me to stand around and watch him, he'd give me a few of these. And over a year or so, I collected several of them. And I've still got them. I've had them for quite a few years now. I have come to the last row in the first half of the box, the 25th row. And here is Wheatie number 4, a 1944. All right. Hopefully I'll find at least 4 more in the second half. Here's an interesting picture. My friend in West Virginia is also a old bottle hunter, and he found all these in one area today. These old medicine bottles. Pretty cool old things. They remind me of the John Wayne movie, The Shootist, when Jimmy Stewart prescribed him the laudanum. He goes, that's addictive. Or somebody said that was addictive. He's like, it don't matter. You have cancer. Pretty neat collection of old bottles there. Third row in the second half, and I get another Canadian. 1977. That's 5 of those. That's cool. Right at the end of the 5th row of the second half, I get wheat penny number 5. Oh, it's 1941, Philadelphia. Very nice. That's pretty cool. Hopefully I'll get a few more still. This is the 8th row in the second half, and my 6th wheat penny, 1950D. Well, maybe I'll get pretty close to my 10. My wife just went and got the mail in my little handheld UV flashlights that I ordered for me and my son and my grandson for our trip, just to have them with us. Came in. You can do regular flashlight or the UV. And the UV is kind of fun looking for minerals. About 1/2 to 3/4 of the cool mineral rocks that you find shine up really cool with under UV light. If you're willing to get out looking for it after dark. Looking forward to our trip. I think we're going to have fun. Don't know how much gold we'll find. I feel fairly confident we'll find a little bit. Let's weigh that guy. Zinc. This is the 10th row in the second half, and that's a pretty nice looking 2009 there. It's in really good condition. I found another one earlier, but not quite that good. Anyway, pretty nice. I feel pretty good about the copper in this box. I don't know for sure, but Seems like a whole lot of the rolls have had the 9 average or more that I need. Which is cool because it seems like several of the last boxes have just fallen short, slightly short, but a little bit short. So it'd be nice to get one that goes over a little bit. Well, here's Wheatie number 7. I believe this is the 12th row. 49D. I like looking at the back, so I just like them. Come on. Sometimes my finger don't want to work right. $82. Well, this is the very next row, and here is another Canadian copper. This one is the 12-sided, and you can see this is the older Elizabeth profile, and so the 12-sided, they switched over somewhere. I don't remember what year it was, but earlier in the 12-sided ones was the younger profile, and then they switched over to the older profile at some point. This one is 94. Well, my contractor just left, put in the new window. And he's the same guy that did the work last week, having work in the bathroom and the utility room. And today he put in the bathroom window. Our hopes are to have him come back early next year and replace all the rest of the windows. But you know, I'm out a couple thousand more dollars after all that now. But it's a lot of work. I'm not complaining. It's just, you know, you hate letting go of that money. It's actually a lot of work for the money, truth be told. 82. Another 82. Well, this is the very next row again, and here is another Canadian copper. Quite a few in this box. I haven't seen this many in a while. I don't know if y'all can hear the mowers going in the background or not. Wow, getting kind of loud. It's not my yard. That's a rough 83, but I'm gonna weigh it anyway. Zinc. 82. I wonder what an 83 copper would be like that was in that rough condition. What kind of money they'd be worth. Obviously much less, but $19.99. Well, now 10 rows left in the half after this row, and here is number 8. So it's coming along pretty good. 1944, Philadelphia. I noticed this new phone that I have, depending on where my finger is, it'll blur and then clear, blur and then clear. My other phone didn't do that. This is supposedly a better picture. I think it is a better picture, clear, but I don't like the little blur moment. You know, I have not been stopping and looking at the 2023s for the next. I really should, because I'd like to have one. Early on, I was getting boxes of 2023s and just spending so much time looking and never found one. I kind of got turned off to it. But just last week, I was talking to a guy who found two recently. I'm like, oh man. But I don't know. I probably should. I just haven't been. It'd be fun to have one. Well, I've still got 6 rows to go, and here is weedy number 9. Cool, 57D. Very neat. I might actually get my 10. The very next row, folks, and there it is, weedy number 10. Cool beans, 55D. That's neat. So this morning, before the market opened, I checked, and copper was at 2.94 cents each. The copper pennies valued at 2.94 cents each, which is slightly up from 2.92 last week. But then just a minute ago, I checked again, and it dropped ever so slightly. Now it's 2.93. So, tiny drop today. Still up from last week. Copper. Well, I just opened up the last roll here. Let's see if we get anything. That one's zinc. I'm not going to weigh it. I still like the idea of a separator, 82, that kicks out all the copper, and then you go through it and you see if what you got. That would be kind of cool. You go through the copper to pull out your Wheaties and see what you do. Miss out on a few of the zinc specialties, but you know, you all know that's not my favorite thing anyway. We'll see what we do next year. Maybe we'll make some big changes for next year. Provided, now that I'll weigh that one. Provided I get my 260 pounds this year, because I want to have 500 pounds of copper. That's my goal. My wife wants me to move the bulk out of my office to make some room. Is it the 2023 Ds that have the extra V? Almost all of them I've been seeing have been to Philadelphia. And my wife just insisted that I go get her some Chinese food. If she heard me say that, she'd scream. I said, it sounds good. She agreed. Well, I'm not seeing anything weedy or Canadian or anything. All right, well, I've got a stack of 82s to weigh. You know, I think I might have my 3 pounds. Are you ready? Let's do it. Yes, sir, I got it. All right. So right around 3 pounds, 2 ounces. Well, that's really neat. Got my 3 pounds. I got my 10 Wheaties. Got about, I forget what it was, like 6 Canadian coppers. Pretty good box, if you ask me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. And we'll see you next time. I got another box of pennies to do here in a day or two.